Crypto Warriors, it's Ultra Crypto back at it again. It's the 16th of October, Friday, the 16th of October, 2020. Why Bitcoin price abruptly dropped 3% in 30 minutes on OKeX freeze. So if you have been under a rock all day, OKeX freeze or froze exiting transactions or withdrawals from their exchange. OKeX is the second largest derivative exchange by volume in the crypto space. And here it is on the charts. You can see a big dump, red candle dump on Bitcoin because of the OKeX freeze. And it all comes down to, this is what OKeX is saying. One of our private key holders is currently cooperating with a public service bureau in investigations where required. We have been out of touch with the concerned private key holder. As such, the associated authorization could not be completed. Pursuant to blah, 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 this is their terms of service. OKeX may change service and or also may also interrupt, suspend, or terminate the service at any time with or without prior notice. Please, not your keys, not your coins. I don't mess with OKeX. Binance, I do have some cryptos that I trade on Binance. But again, it isn't like a big bag, you know what I mean? It's for trading purposes. But again, not your keys, not your coins. If you have your cryptos on these exchanges, please take them off. Get them off as soon as possible, because they can, as it states right here, may interrupt, suspend, terminate service at any time with or without prior notice. So that means if you have a bag of Bitcoin on there, if you have and it's an overseas exchange, they're probably not insured. Them being the second largest derivative exchange by volume, they're definitely up to some shadiness, right? As we saw with BitMEX. All operations on OKeX except digital asset cryptocurrency withdrawals remain unaffected. All your funds and assets are safe for now. The investigation concerns a certain private key holder's personal issue only. Further announcements will be made. OKeX first stated withdrawal will be suspended at 15 p.m. I guess that's 1500. They wrote it wrong, but quickly changed to 1100. Rumor has it that over 800 accounts in certain exchange are involved with cross-border money laundering. Like, what does that have to do if it's 800 accounts, right? You pick out those 800 accounts, you freeze those accounts, and leave everybody else's. This is the problem with cryptocurrency right now when it comes to the authorities. They just come down with one big blanket and cover the whole thing up. Yeah, you're all guilty. And you'll see another story that I'll talk about that kind of ties in with this. Not everybody is trying to launder money through cryptocurrencies, man. Like, the US dollar is the most laundered currency in the world. Banks are the ones that are mostly doing it. Now, this is coming from the president of the Bitcoin Association in Hong Kong, that one person sits in China holding the keys to an entire offshore cryptocurrency exchange. Is probably the most surprising thing about this industry I learned this year. That customers don't demand transparency about key management comes in at a close second, though. And that's absolutely true. We need to demand more transparency about their key management, their private key management. Do they have multi-sig? Is it just one person, like Quadrata CX or whatever the hell that exchange was from Canada, where the CEO was the only one with the private keys, and he had all on a laptop, and he went to India on a vacation and died, allegedly. So again, not your keys, not your coins. Be careful out there. This is definitely shady in my opinion, but what do I know? Bitcoin is unique among investment assets, says Fidelity. Now, we have Fidelity. It shouldn't become as a surprise that Fidelity sees Bitcoin as that they're very bullish on Bitcoin. They've been bullish on Bitcoin since 2014. They've been mining Bitcoin and Ethereum in their offices since 2014. Think about that. They've been mining it in their offices right here in Manhattan since 2014. They have a digital asset group, Fidelity Digital Assets, that manages and that manages people's money through digital assets. Okay, they have a whole digital asset branch, so they will be very bullish on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's very self-explanatory. This is a hypothetical situation. They're saying consider a portfolio with a target allocation of 5% Bitcoin. The firm said if Bitcoin's allocation rises above that mark, the firm recommends selling some of that Bitcoin to rebalance your portfolio. If it falls below that mark, investors should buy. It said an advantage of rebalancing is that it forces investors to have the discipline to buy low and sell high, said Fidelity. And it's just giving a situation right here, a hypothetical situation to balance in your portfolio. All right, next, another big bank coming out and talking about Bitcoin in a positive light. This should be a surprise because it's JP Morgan, 2017. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, came out and said Bitcoin is trash and was dropping the price of Bitcoin, manipulating the price of Bitcoin. Did he go to jail? Did he pay a fine? I mean, JP Morgan did pay a little fine over there in Europe, right? But no one went to jail. JP Morgan calls Square's $50 million Bitcoin investment strong vote of confidence for the cryptocurrency. I'm not going to read this. We all know that they've been manipulating the price of Bitcoin since 2017 and been trying to get in on the low. But even Jamie Dimon came out and said that if he found out anyone at his company traded Bitcoin, he, as a CEO, he himself would fire them personally. And while he was saying that, their European branch was buying Bitcoin on the dip. Next, record high backed Bitcoin delivery exposes institutional frenzy for Bitcoin. Yes, this is a Bitcoin mostly news today because we've had this 3% dip in a 30-minute span because they thought it was like a hack or something over there at OKeX. Like, what does it matter? OKeX freezes their accounts. What does that have to do with the rest of the crypto space? But again, this, although it was a 3% dip in 30 minutes, it was that big red flash on the candles. We can still see that it's a very mature space, or have matured a lot since 2017. All right, but data coming from Arcane Research shows backed Bitcoin exchange saw another record high month in September 20 to October 20. This follows a noticeable rise in institutional demand for Bitcoin from public companies in recent months. And the thing about backed and their Bitcoin futures is that it settles in physical Bitcoin, not paper Bitcoin. It settles in physical Bitcoin. So they have 400 Bitcoin contract outstanding. Guess what? They have to actually go to the free market and buy up those 400 Bitcoin and hold them. And when they get settled, if they get settled, or whatever the case is, however this shit works. But from my understanding, that they had to go buy these 400 Bitcoin. So with that being said, it's going to, in my opinion, again, pump the price slowly but surely. We're starting seeing a lot of institutional demand for Bitcoin, a lot of corporate demand for Bitcoin. That the tide is turning, right? The ship is slowly turning. All right, you can't just turn an aircraft carrier on a dime. That thing takes a long time to turn. Okay, so it's slowly turning. It's slowly turning. Next, this one right here again ties into the whole OKeX situation with when they're investigating fraud in the crypto space. They just throw a blanket over the whole thing, like I said. But we have coming from Bitcoin Magazine, New Civil Liberties Alliance challenges IRS collection of private crypto investment data. This right here is great because we need to have more people and organizations challenge the IRS and their outright disregard for U.S. citizens' privacy. Just because you're dealing in cryptos doesn't mean that you are a bad person. I'm not a bad person. Are you? You know what I mean? So just because we deal in cryptos, or just because we believe in cryptos and believe in Bitcoin as the new monetary system, doesn't mean that we are banks. We are laundering drug cartel money. Banks do that, but yet no one goes to jail. You're not searching up the private information of Jamie Dimon. Okay, you're not searching up the private information of all the C-suite executives at Wells Fargo. But because I trade Bitcoin and crypto, or deal in it, you want to come in and like investigate me? Like, this is nonsense. This is my private dealings. You don't do that for people that trade stocks. So why should it matter that I trade crypto and Bitcoin? And again, they're just trying to protect their fix, protect what they have going on with their garbage fiat. And I understand it. They have the laws on their side. But, it's total BS, and we need to challenge them more. And that's what this article is about. And I definitely agree. Uncle Sam is overstepping his boundaries. Or not really Uncle Sam, the IRS is overstepping their boundaries when they're trying to get on how they get the information and how they quote unquote do their investigations. So we need more challenges and take them up to in court and things of that nature. All right, but let's discuss it in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on these articles, and do you think it's a big deal whether or not the IRS, on how they get their private information and how they quote unquote investigate private citizens? Let's talk about it. And do you think OKeX is up to no good? Do you think they really got hacked or something happened? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see it play out in the coming days. Let's take a quick look before I go on the markets. Here it is. Bitcoin is trying to recover. Let me hit a quick refresh because I had to open up for a while. But, they were down, 3% for the day, for the past hour. We're seeing that they're in the green, and Bitcoin is trying to move back up. But yeah, good news that the Bitcoin market and the crypto market as a whole didn't just take like a 50% dump off the news of OKeX and their shenanigans. Smash a like, hit that subscribe button, notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you for the support, and I'm out. Peace.